Welcome to the basic operation and safety overview of the Derya Melik pistol. Please always handle all firearms if they were loaded and practice all safety procedures. That being said, I will go over in the first part the safety features of the Melik pistol. We will start with you have a safety decocker. This is also a double single action pistol, meaning it can shoot and double and single action. First, I will go over the safety features. Right now, the Melik is in safe mode. I will first clear the pistol. It is safe. There is no round in the chamber. You notice that the hammer followed forward because it is in safe. That is one of the features of the Melik. If this is down, the hammer will not actuate, and there is a turret in the back with a firing pin plunger that completely pivots away from the firing pin. But before I show you that, I will show you one of the other safety features first off. We are in safe. The trigger will not actuate. You pull the trigger back, the hammer will not move. You also notice that here, moving up and down, that piece right there is the firing pin safety block, or safety block, whichever you would like to call it. So that has to lift in order for the channel that the firing pin rides in to clear and make it to the actual primer, which will fire the cartridge that is in the chamber. To further demonstrate that, I'm going to put the pistol on fire. Red means fire. Remember, red, fire. Down with black, safe. Up is fire. I'm going to draw back the hammer, and we're going to look inside where your firing pin plunger is. This is the plunger that actually goes forward to strike the firing pin. That is not the firing pin, but is the firing pin plunger. It's a two-piece unit. Now, if you were to decock the pistol, and I'm going to hold the hammer so it will not fly forward so you can see what's going on in here. Hold the hammer back is what I'm doing for demonstration purposes, and I'm going to rotate down into the safe position, and you're going to notice as I rotate this lever down, watch what happens here. Your firing pin plunger will disappear, which means that when this decocks, or if the hammer is down, there is nothing to contact the actual firing pin. So when it is in this mode, it is decocked, and there is absolutely no way that that firing pin can be engaged by the hammer. So this is 100% drop safe in this configuration. Once again, fire, safe. I will put it up into the fire position to demonstrate the decock. With your index finger on the outside frame, and your index finger and thumb firmly on the slide serration, you would draw back to cock the pistol. You are cocked. You are now in the fire position. If you wish to decock it, to carry it in a safe mode, you would simply draw down on the decocker safety lever, and now you are decocked and safe. And that is the basic safety operation of the Melik pistol. Now I will show you the proper way to load and unload this pistol. To demonstrate this, I have one magazine with 5 rounds of completely inert training ammunition. You would pick the pistol up in your firing hand. Doesn't matter if you're left-handed or right-handed. You would hold it as such, finger always away from the trigger. You only put your finger on the trigger when you are ready to fire, and always keep the pistol pointed in a safe direction. You will insert the magazine into the magazine well as such, and you will send it home until you hear that click. The magazine is now firmly in the pistol. To load a cartridge into the pistol, holding it as I did before, index finger on the outside of the frame, away from the trigger, completely away from the trigger or the trigger guard. With your non-firing hand, index finger, and thumb on the slide serrations, draw back, and then let go of the slide. Do not ride the slide forward. We now have 1 round in battery, but at the same time, we are still completely safe. The hammer is down. The firing pin is rotated up. The firing pin plunger is rotated up, and it is on safe. It is not yet ready to fire, and I will further demonstrate that by pulling the trigger, and as you notice, the firing pin safety block will move up and down, but the complete trigger mechanism is disengaged because this is in the safe position. To fire it, you would rotate this up until you see the red. The red is for fire. When this safety is up, it is ready to fire. Now, in double action mode, it is in double action mode now because the hammer is down, the trigger is all the way forward. This means you're going to have a revolver-like draw. Pull back until the trigger breaks. That is double action. Now, if you wish to fire it in single action, you would, once again, hold the pistol as such. It's cocked. And now, with the hammer back, and you notice that the trigger is in a more rearward position. You are in single action mode now. If I wanted to decock this, I could simply, to return it back to double action mode, to carry it in a safe position, I could draw down on the safety lever, use the decocker mode, and now it is completely decocked and the trigger is inert. If I wanted to return it back to, without racking the slide, single action mode, remove it from safe, put it on the fire position, and manually draw back on your hammer. It is now cocked and ready to fire in single action mode. Single action mode, as you will notice, you have very little travel backwards, so it is ready to fire in a very light, precise mode. So you will bring it back. You are now at the wall, and the hammer drops. It goes home. You will notice when I did that, the firing pin safety block rose up to allow the travel of the firing pin to go forward to engage the primer, to fire the primer. Once that happens, it's going to reciprocate. Your round's going to get out, and every subsequent shot after will be in single action mode. Now, to clear the pistol, take your finger away from the trigger guard, place it as such, away from the trigger completely. You would put your pistol on safe. Now take your thumb, put your hand underneath the magazine, to press the magazine release, put your magazine aside. Then you can hold the pistol again as I had shown you. Finger away from the trigger guard. You're on safe. Draw back on the slide quickly. And now the pistol is clear. And you have a safe pistol that is not only on safe, but the chamber, as I had showed you before, is completely clear. So now you have a 100% safe pistol, and I hope you enjoyed this video. This was your Derya Melik basic operation and safety overview video. Thanks for watching.